comics, I know I am, and meeting you and knowing you now, I love the fact that we are trying to make the people in the audience laugh. That's the whole thing.
That is the key.
It
shouldn't be about you.
No,
it should be about them.
It's not.
Yeah.
I enjoy watching them laugh.
Right.
And I enjoy watching them laugh at you, because I'm over there laughing.
Right.
You know, and plus, you know, it's a togetherness. It's like coaching fraternity. It's a comic fraternity to me.
It is.
Is what it should be. It shouldn't be about competition, because you know I'm making a decent living teaching and being retired from teaching. So when I do a comic show, yes, it's nice to get paid a little bit, but I'm not going there for the money, because that money only lasts a couple of days.
And let me tell you, anybody that's watching this, a lot of the funniest people you will ever see, you will never see on TV. They do it because of the reason that we do it. It's fun. They love to do it. They put their heart and their passion into it, and they're the ones that are really funny. And I know some of the funniest people I've ever met in my life will never get on TV.
And I probably won't unless I retire. Well, I got 3 more years. 3 more years for teaching. I'm gonna try it. You know, working with you and working with a lot of other people, and of course getting other business cards from people that I don't even know.
Networking.
Exactly, that networking. And I have a list in my phone of like 27 that just says comedian or comedian and their name and phone number. And that's like you talk about. It's like a jar of comics that you can go, you know, I think they would work well in my show that I have for Sylacauga Comedy Events, by the way. Go to our Facebook page. Yeah. Me and Teresa Conville. And then, of course, who you want to work with. Right. Now, there's some you don't want to work with because you're like, gosh, I don't want to be with that, even though if
they don't complement your style, and you don't complement theirs.
Right.
And so it just doesn't make a good show. And you're trying to put out a quality product. You want it to be a cohesive show.
Sure. And at certain venues, you say things that you're not going to say at other venues.
And so you pick the comedian that's appropriate.
And so I don't say things that's going to get me fired from my job.
That's right. And
tell people don't video. My principal may see this, but he's made me take down a couple of YouTube videos that I did at Stardome or in Atlanta because he felt like somebody might say something, which is fine. But I still have 2 or 3 on there that are pretty good. Yeah. You know, but I enjoy the action of meeting people and making people laugh.
And you never know what's going to happen. It's not like going to a job where you do the same thing over and over again. Every show is different. Every audience is different.
It is.
The comedians you work with are different, and so sometimes you have an expectation you bring to the show.
Right.
And that expectation may get shattered in the first 2-3 minutes of the show.
A lot of people say that. I'm going to be honest, it hadn't happened to me that often because I try to bring a lot of energy. I'm not a soft-spoken type of person because I still have the football voice. So a lot of times I don't even really need a mic.
But you know, I'm not just talking about the performance. I'm talking about the expectation of the venue, the expectation with other comedians that you're going to work with, because I've worked with some famous comedians that were just absolute jerks. And then I've worked with some that were just, you wouldn't even know they were a celebrity.
Had an ego, right.
So you started doing comedy about 3 years ago.
Right.
And now you've got this deal going. What was the name of that organization?
Sylacauga Comedy Events.
Sylacauga Comedy Events. Mm-hmm. And what you do is you try to supply venues with comedians and
here in town,
a comedy show
or close by. We did a show in Tallahassee at the Mount Vernon Theater, which they have totally redone. Great venue to have an event. Everybody that came from Atlanta and Birmingham for me said they loved it. They fed the comedians, you know, got the nice dressing room in the back and the spread. I mean, we did the whole works.
So you're looking for venues,
not just here, but close enough where our people can drive.
Right, well, I drove up from Prattville.
Right.
There's a nice theater in Prattville. Well, it's not really a theater. It used to be the National Guard Armory. I did a show there, and had a really good, successful show there. You know, theaters, any venue that'll hold a bunch of people. Now, did you cater it yourself?
We either hire if we did it at the country club. Well, if we did it at the country club here in town,
then they do it.
Then they do it, and we pay them the fee for the food. Right. Or at a local restaurant that we choose, we let that restaurant feed us. Yeah. Otherwise, we cater like certain. I don't want to give everybody a bunch of bits out here, but let's say a local catfish place. You know, they got a trailer. They come and they'll feed, and they left the food. In fact, one time, they said, "Hey, you bought the food, you're serving it." So my daughters and my wife and Miss Conville, my co-founder, they're over there serving, and I'm pampering the comedians, getting all the lineup ready, that kind of stuff. Yeah. So, you know, sometimes we feed the people, and then sometimes.
So this is a great idea. If you have a venue that you think would be perfect for this,
we're available.
Yeah, and
we're cheap.
And I will put his contact information down there on the screen.
Great.
So that you can get in contact with him, because there's nothing better than a comedy show.
Especially when it comes to you. Or
one that comes to you. They don't have to go anywhere very far.
You know, I told you off camera, but I think I can tell this.
Sure.
The one thing that the people that come to our shows here locally or within 50 miles tell us, hey, I don't have to spend the night in a hotel, and I can go use the restroom at my house. And if that's what they're comfortable with, coming to us for a 2-hour show,
that's right.
That's fine. And, you know, we start feeding about 45, 50 minutes before the show, and then we start the show dead on time at 7 o'clock Central Time.
And I found that if it's a family-friendly show, you're going to get more people come, because they won't go to comedy clubs that have really crude language and
that's not us.
Material.
No.
And so it's hard to find clean comedy.
But that's what we serve.
Yeah.
And that's what everybody asked us.
Right.
You know, they didn't want to go hear a lot of the rhetorical stuff that you can get on certain channels of your television or movies, and that's fine. That's what Teresa and I went out to do, was to serve the community, not ourselves. It's like you and I talked about. Comedy and making people laugh is not about yourself. It's about the enjoyment of the faces that you see and them come up, or they text you, or they go on Facebook and say, "You don't know how much I enjoyed that. Thanks."
You made my night.
And we've now had, I want to say, 6 shows, and 5 of them sold out all the way.
Yeah.
Only one didn't sell out all the way because we were kind of late and kind of getting it together. We try to do shows or get things lined up 3 to 4 months in advance, so we can have pre-sale tickets and things like that. But we had a lot of people that things came up and they didn't show up, so we sold a lot of tickets and still got the money, but we didn't sell out. And you know as well as I do, you don't want to do a show to 10 or 15 people, but sometimes you do.
Yeah.
We like to do it to 80 to 120.
Yeah.
You know, it just makes for a better environment.
It does. Laughter's contagious.
Oh, yeah.
More people you have, the bigger the laughs are, because it spreads like a wildfire. When one person starts laughing. You ever had a really good laugher in the audience that was so loud that everybody heard when they were laughing, and you tailored your material for that person?
That's correct. In fact, you even point them out.
Yeah.
You say, "I like you a lot. You snort when you laugh."
I remember one time I said, "Man, would you mind standing up, walking around, spreading that out a little bit?" That's good.
And they're working
Help
for you.
me out.
Yeah, they're working for you. Yeah, you're working. If you want to buy them a drink, if they'll take a drink, or if it's a Coke, it doesn't really matter.
But the sooner a comedian learns, it's not about him or her; it's about the audience's enjoyment. What you have to remember is that these people paid money to see you. You are their entertainment for the night. They thought you were worth that $10, $12, $15, whatever they paid. Mm-hmm. They thought you were worth it.
Correct.
Give it to them and let them say, he was worth it. I'm going to come back next time.
And be prepared. If you know, I know this is not an advice video or anything because we're just talking, but one of the things I learned from doing this, you know, because I'm still a semi-pro in my mind, is you better be prepared.
Yeah.
You know, because you owe it to the patrons to be good. Don't drop the mic and walk off after 30 seconds. I've seen comics do that, and that is a killer, especially if you follow them. You know, I mean, you be prepared as a comic. Be prepared to have a set that's geared to the people, and if you have to change your set, change your set.